Amazing audience, we are live with Jeni Wren Stottrup. Whoop, whoop.
Hi.
She beats the drums. She's in gear. She's ready for this. Okay. So, my friend, do tell me, first of all, it's a pleasure to connect with you face to face.
A pleasure, face to face.
It is so beautiful to have conversations like this compared to, being plugging, probably looking at my wall. Yeah? This is definitely, and the park is beautiful, suggested by yours.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
My old running spot.
It's beautiful, yeah. Well, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
The talent is, I was at Podcast Movement and someone said there's the thing you're really good at and then there's the thing that you're really good at and you didn't expect to be. And the thing that I'm really good at is storytelling and like music, which is the thing that kind of led to the thing that I'm really good at, which is like audio. And I've been working in podcasting audio now for a couple years, and that is how we met through those communities.
Yeah, so this is your talent to be able, if I could, to listen, right? Who did you learn that skill from?
Well, honestly, that was what my talk at Podcast Movement was about. Because listening hasn't always been my biggest strength, and I studied with a gentleman by the name of Overton Berry when I was post-college. So, like, listening is always a part of musical training. But his whole thing was slow down, stop, listen, take it in. And I found myself, like, over time, like, he eventually was the one who, like, led me even to meditation training, et cetera. So I like to say him, and then also my dad for sure.
Yeah, tell me about your dad, please.
Oh, my dad is really special. My dad is was a science teacher and a collector of things, and he's also a storyteller. And he's just really wise. So, like, my parents and I are really close. I go to my mom when I want a vent. I go to my dad when I want a solution. And he's also the one who's always, like, empowered me in tech.
Yeah.
So.
How good are you in tech?
Pretty decent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where's the best place for people to connect with you to further their podcast, to further the audio aspect of what they do?
Actually, I'm actually about to start that, and I haven't named it or anything.
Okay.
But Podcast Portland is the thing that I recently started. And that's essentially like a advocacy face for Portland, Oregon, and then Podcast Northwest is sort of still getting bigger as well.
Yeah.
So if you go to those pages, I'll probably be sharing soon what that is, because my goal is like in a year and a half to be full-time audio editing for podcasts.
That is very doable.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that because there's the padding, and I think one of the things about resilience is knowing to like have a little space in there, and if it goes faster, then you can celebrate it. But I'm excited because it's like being a producer. It means people are always like, you should do a show on this or this or this, and I'm like, I'm excited about helping make these shows because I can't do all the shows. Yeah, I can do one.
But there's a way to do all the shows.
There is a way to do all the shows.
Doing the audio content.
Yeah, exactly. So
you get
really
to experience it. Good idea. Love it. Cheating is good, isn't it?
A little bit.
Technically, you're cheating your way into the thing you desire to achieve. Yeah?
You find the tricks. You find the ways that you can do it, and like it's, there's ways that you can do it specifically. And I think at the beginning you have to do it slow. Like, don't cheat yourself at the beginning. Yeah. And that's the big thing. It's like that's where you're like, you have to listen. You have to set the foundation for it. And if the foundation isn't there, it's going to catch up to you later. Yeah, it does. And you can go through it, but you're going to get burnt out. Yeah. And so it's nice to learn the cheats that won't sacrifice
the values.
Yes.
Boom. Loving this conversation already. What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Over the last 3 years, I've consistently gone to live shows.
Yeah? How does that make you feel?
I love going to live shows. I love connecting to new music. I like connecting to friends in the community. I like the emotional experience of listening to people's music and being a part of their experience and immersing myself in them. Yeah. Yeah. Why
would you suggest people do that? Like that exactly, which is, like rubbing shoulders with people from an emotional perspective?
I think that it's really important to be able to connect to emotional center. Like we're in a world that's just really challenging, and it's easy to, we were talking about earlier, compartmentalize certain things and internalize, and that has its place and its value. But we have to learn how to have compassion for everybody, even those that aren't like us. Yeah. And in music, it's one of those mediums where we can really do that in a way that doesn't feel like it's being punched in your face unless it's punk, you know, like that whole thing is about like pushing those limits. And music can do all of those things in a way where, you know, you're in a group, it's the big diaspora, it's the community feel of like this experience. And it can open up something in you that maybe that's not a way like you wouldn't normally be able to connect to. And that can be whatever style or genre that you like. I mean, ultimately humans need joy. You know, we have all these different needs, and one of them is joy, and one of the best ways to experience like collective joy is in music. Yeah. Just like sports and like really big concerts, there's a reason that like the top 50, you know, sporty songs are the ones that people are like, yes, because people want to experience joy. Yeah.
What is your favorite genre of music?
Ah, gosh, probably like jazz or pop jazz, soul jazz. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine. She's going in the time machine. Right? That's surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
It is in a chair, and an airplane of a spoon is coming toward my face.
How old were you?
I was about 1.5.
Why do you think that memory is so clear? And who was holding the spoon?
It was my babysitter. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name. I'm still close with their family. Yeah. But I don't know why. I guess that was... I remember it kind of like annoying me. I remember kind of being like, why are you doing this? Like I hit just that age of being like, I think I'm over this. Yeah. Maybe that was the first.
How old are you again?
I'm 35, just turned in May.
No, like in the...
Oh yeah, we're still in the time. I'm about 1.5 years, maybe 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're annoyed.
I remember being a little annoyed, being like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Like,
how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Again, listening and patience is still like one of the songs from my first album was patience is not my best virtue, still isn't. Like I'm still working on that one.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? I love the idea of our conversation starting with the concept of, you know, going slow first and then diving full into what you desire. And it's pretty intriguing that you've done that with your life, right? It seems as though it could be labeled as impatience, right? Which is probably not a good thing. But I mean, we could reframe that though. I'm not so sure it's not a good thing, right? Because it just needs to be reframed. Again, I said reframed twice, right?
Urgency.
Well, right. So there you go. Because you did that, right? With the podcast, you would like to have all of these podcasts, right? Yeah. And instead of having someone like do that to you, you found a way to be on all the podcasts technically, which is signature. Yeah. And the impatience does that, right? Yeah. So well done. Like, I mean, it connects. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well done.
I like it.
Yeah.
And storytelling, the whole thing is about figuring out ways to connect the dots.
Exactly, and I love that. I love connecting dots. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
It would be... No, that wasn't the year. Gosh, probably Green Day Dookie was out that year.
Okay.
And that would be... When I Come Around. That was one of them. There was another one on the album. Ace of Base was really big at that point.
Yeah, When I Come Around.
No doubt.
What are the other lyrics on there? When I Come Around.
I'm not really great with lyrics.
Cool.
That's actually one of the things.
Me too.
I can interpret them, but like I just get lost.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, as well. Like the music, Amanda does it though. Like my wife, she knows the lyrics, and I'm like, wow,
that's
those
the thing.
are the lyrics.
You meet people, and I have friends who and I love being in cars with them because we'll put the music on. I'll sing the verses or as much of it and fake it, and they'll just be like every lyric, and you're like, yeah. My friend Kelly Carlson specifically, or formerly Kelly Carlson, but yeah.
That's wonderful. All right, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, I love that. There's a sound effect on the podcast that goes like if a door is closing, but the snap is a good idea. I love that. All right, so we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly though. Yeah?
We're getting close.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
A what?
An inner circle of friends.
Not really.
Have you
yes.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
That is one of the huge parts about being able to do my job because now I can have the advocacy to do that.
Yeah. Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle? I said that already.
I do, yes.
We did? Okay, it worked out well. Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Yes.
What about screen time? The phone and or the computer? More than 8?
Too
or
much.
Less than 8? All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Jeni Wren Stottrup, what would you say that is?
Trust your gut and do what you want and take care of others. Don't be a jerk.
Love it. Jeni, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Yeah. If you live in the Northwest, hit up Podcast Portland. If you like music, follow Grady Birds. And if you're in a city that you happen to run into Angel,
Thank you.
Contact him.
Yeah.
So
check it out. Thank you, my friends. Jeni, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Boom. Did you have fun?
I did. This was great.